Hi, my name is Kara Hollingsworth, and this is my Module 5 presentation. I am doing my understanding of my community on the town I work in, which is Little River, and we do a kind of a joint community thing. We have our high school in Little River, but our elementary school is actually in Windham, which is about 8 miles east. Customs and traditions in our towns. The people are extremely giving, they're focused, and they are very student driven. Our kids in our community are extreme priority. And they are very community centered. We have lots of festivals, things that bring all of the community together. We have shows, we have craft fairs, we do all kinds of fundraisers and things, and it's really based on the community. A lot of people who live here were either raised here or married someone who was raised here and came back here. Most extended families are in Little River, so we find that our lifestyles are kind of based on family. All the families gather together. We are an active small town, so there's a lot of parties, a lot of assemblies, and school events that everybody's at, and it's very much a middle class town that kind of just centers around family and school and that kind of thing. We do a structured curriculum with a freedom to change. So a lot of our curriculum is based the same in the classrooms. However, our teachers really work to implement new strategies and to bring in extra supplies so that the students feel that they are reaching out than more than just a book. And it's a very forward and progressive. I'm setting up a green screen now upstairs, and each of our students are one-to-one iPads and keyboards. The common attitudes of our school, our logo is remember where you came from. We use that on field trips. We use that in the classroom when we're talking about family. We use that at assemblies when we're talking about remember where you came from in your classroom. And our big word is integrity, which is doing the right thing when no one's watching. And that's a constant reminder to our students, and we really want them to implement that in their lives. And another big attitude is and common idea is family. We do fundraisers for families who are sick. We do family get-togethers, families in the classroom, families at lunch, and it's a good way to have that family tradition kept going through all the generations. We're not really racially diverse, so it does really so race doesn't really play a huge part in our structure. However, religion does. We have a very strong faith base in our community, so a lot of people go to church activities come into our school. That is a huge part of our community. It's very middle class, it's not super elaborate, and we're not super low in the poverty level. We're very conservative. We live in rural town America. There's about 100 people in Windham and about 130 people in the school. So you can imagine that during the school year we're very busy. However, it's very farm, very rural. In Little River, it's about 2,000 people. Change depends on the situation around here. We love to be progressive, we love to change, but when it comes to traditions, it just really isn't thought of. We pretty much keep our traditions the same. We're always implementing activities in those traditions, whether that's into assemblies or programs, but they're pretty much the same time, same songs, and same people come. Population in Rice County is about 10,000. 36% are urban and 64% are rural. So you can imagine we have a lot of farmers and a lot of people that live in the country. Our average income is about 41,000. Most of our people are middle class. That doesn't mean that some of our students aren't low class and some are higher. We do have a population of very low income families there's about a handful in every grade that we deal with. Enrollment, there's 240 in our high school and 130 at the elementary. They're pretty even on male to female, and most of our students are practicing Christians, so the majority of them are Catholic. Most parents work in agriculture. The biggest employer in our town is our school. We have it in the district office with paras, teachers, aides, teachers, principals. That is where most of our people work. in town. If they go out of town, that's different. But the most of the people work in town, work at a school. The enrollment, you can see we have mostly white enrollment, and we have a couple African American kids, and then a couple we have are actually adopted from Guatemala. The communication is very open in Little River District. We constantly have parents calling. We constantly call parents. The teachers, it's daily, emailing, talking on the phone, those kind of things. The principal, we have a Facebook page, and he does daily contact through phone, just whether that's about attendance or paperwork or behavioral. He also leads the town youth group, so he's very active in our community. Our superintendent has daily staff communication. She's either emailing, talking to administration, she's in and out of the buildings, and she is very, very visible in our community. The newspaper publishes all board meetings, school events, students' work, and successes. If the students write letters or have really cool projects, we can take pictures of. The newspaper is really good about getting those in there and communicating those achievements to parents. There's no foreign language communication barriers with students or parents in our district at this time. And the biggest sources of communication in this community are face-to-face interactions, seeing people out and talking to them, and having people in and out of our classrooms, as well as social media is a big one with the Facebook page to keep people updated. Community groups, we are big on groups. We do the regulars with sports, band, choir, pep band. We're starting a girls running club for third to fifth graders who it will build self-awareness for little girls and to make them positive citizens in their community. Informal groups kind of include youth group, rec sports, 4-H. Those are extremely popular, especially with rec sports, considering there's no YMCA or anything around here. Curriculum, we only have curriculum from reading, math, science, and social studies, which we're extremely blessed. Writing, we do write our own curriculum, and we do get together and collaboratively group within the high school and elementary, as well as just in our schools. Community groups that are in our town are Tiger Paws and Lions Club, who donate constantly for glasses for kids, clothes for kids, field trips for kids, those kind of thing. And the fire department and the police department and churches are huge impacts on our school. They are constantly putting groups together, having pancake feeds, anything to fundraise and get our kids active in the community. Leadership in our community is extremely important. The board is a very big leadership committee. However, within our district, our superintendent, Betty Summers, this is her second year and her last year here. She's leaving on retirement. She came to help us for 2 years after we lost a superintendent 2 years ago. She is a press liaison. She works with the budget. She does staff management. She drives bus when she has to, as well as keeps track of the bus drivers. And she's constantly involved with classroom work. She's in and out of the classrooms. She's here at open house. She's an amazing leader, and she's very focused and driven. Below her are the principals, the high school principal, Audrey Johnson. This is her first year. And she is just been really great at implementing change, listening to what people need, and really sticking firm to her beliefs. She has that moral purpose that Michael Fullen talks about, and she sticks to that. She's been very good at sticking to her guns, which I think has served her well. She does, again, building management, staff management, and she also helps out with sports. Elementary principal is John Payton. He has been here the longest. He's been here for 20 years. He's a press liaison, a building manager, staff manager. He's the youth group leader, and 2014 he won Man of the Year in our community, and he is a phenomenal leader. People follow him because of his trust, and he is a delegator. He's very good at listening to people's ideas and keeping things professional while also making people feel important. Theories that these leaders follow were definitely Michael Fullen, and everyone is expected or taught how to lead in our district. It's not an option to not be a leader, and I think that creates this progressive team building activity where we're constantly trying to make ourselves better. And then Kuez and Posner, we talk about trust and making sure you trust the people you lead so they can trust you, and I think that's definitely a part of our system. Community leader characteristics. Community leaders in our community are involved. They're family-based. They promote constant improvement for communities, which is our standard one. And our board members, administrators in our school district, and large families can be a community leader with us just because of the rural district setting. Our economic conditions, where employment stability, turnover is uncommon. Once you work here forever is kind of the deal. It's a family-based environment, so people don't really want to leave. Pay begins at $32,000 for certified teachers, raisings with master's courses, years of experience, and those kind of things. And we all put into CAPERS. Estimated house value is about $50,000. Tax rate, our sales tax is really high. It's 8.15, and our income is 422. Our school community, it's a small town community. It's farming, agricultural based. There's 8 miles between the high school district office and our elementary. So the high school and district office are located 8 miles away from our elementary. Our parent community is mostly agriculture based again. Percentage works for the school district, so a lot of the parents are in the building. Political structure. Can we separate politics from education? I don't believe so. I believe there is a way to teach politics without preaching politics. However, I think politics will always be in charge of how we are ran as a school. With our legislator these days, you never really know what they're going to throw at us, but we keep doing our best for the kids. Discussion topics that are brought up in our meetings. We have weekly meetings and legislative issues are brought up a lot. Cutting administrators to save money. Not only does that create more issues and less time spent on certain things, but that's one person doing a whole nother person's job. Incentive pay, we've discussed how do you pay PE teachers, music teachers, and those people if we're basing off of test scores and levels of college admittance or whatever. The incentive pay would leave out a huge population of our school district. Lack of understanding at the state level is a big common topic because it's a struggle to feel like the people in charge are making the best decisions for us. And we are a Common Core school, and we've so far thus enjoyed it, but we have seen the challenges. However, that's another issue of the lack of understanding at the state level. Social tensions, the community tensions we deal with are gossip, of course, in a small town, family issues, farming incidents, and everyone knows everyone. So if you are here, your business is everybody's business, and that can kind of cause some issues with people. School tensions can be bullying and economically challenged families that can cause tension with not getting work turned in, losing things, and students really struggling with that. Parent tension. Parents are communicated with daily to keep open contact. We really don't have a lot of tension with parents. When it comes to discipline, we act quickly and directly with parents so they know where we're at. Extra sources of information. We do weekly emails to the administration on how our plan time went. We get an extra hour of plan time every Wednesday where we do teacher improvement or staff meetings and things like that. And so we weekly email how we use that extra time to our administration. We submit lesson plans to our administration so they know what's going on in our classroom. Parent surveys come home from teachers as well as from the district. PowerSchool is our grading system. It talks about attendance. Teachers can make comments to parents and also our grades. Board meetings are communicated to parents by printing in the paper and to staff members. Staff and student directories are given to each student as well as personal staff information is given to all the staff. And then the end of year teacher surveys and inventory for school teachers so the school knows what they're ordering and what the classrooms need. Power structures, it's pretty much top to bottom, but it doesn't really function like that in our district when you get to the district part of ours, which is handy. State government, tells our board what they're looking for, and the board kind of is that liaison between what the state needs and the superintendent passing it down to the school, and what the community wants. Board has this weird what the community wants and following the laws. The superintendent is obviously on top of the administration, and then we have a lot of teachers, aides, and volunteers who are definitely part of our power structure. Multicultural issues, we're predominantly white. High, low-income families is really our biggest issue, as in you can really see the stretch between home lives in those situations. We also have a small percentage of non-white families, so we discuss the different cultures and history, holidays, family